Hi everyone, thank you very much for having me here today. Any of you that know me and know me well know that I can talk the leg off a chair and occasionally I swear. So I'm going to speed read to fit in my 10 minutes and hopefully give you something of value. The first thing I really want to tell you is that at no point did I ever wake up and say, oh, I know what it is, I'm going to be a chicken farmer. In fact, throughout my whole entire life in agriculture, if you'd told me that I was going to be a chicken farmer, I would have said, get real, there is no way I'm chasing chooks around my paddock because I'm petrified of them. In all honesty though, we all had the white chooks and they're seriously vicious. We've got highlines, they're nowhere near as bad. I realise that you want to know how we changed or transformed our business direction and what the process was, but I have to regress as it wasn't distinctive or clear cut. It was really the previous 12 months leading up to the first dozen of earth eggs being produced that set the stage for our change. And I really do think that all big changes in people's lives have always had a catalyst or a near-death experience. I was, in my previous life, a calf rearer. That was mine. We reared around 2,500 calves a year with both bulls and heifer calves, and I loved it, and I was very, very passionate about it. Completely hooked, and I must have been a bit crackers. But unfortunately, by 2012, and I think we'd been at it for 10 years by then, I was walking out the back of our farm one day and I thought, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Why am I doing this? Economically, it was a very, very good business and it didn't rely on the weather. It was very high stress with heifers being reared for export and a lark, and it was hard work and it relied on me being there 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. And all of those things didn't ever matter because I was passionate about it, but I wasn't passionate about it anymore. And I've always believed that good businesses have got passion and guts at the base or the foundation of them. Anyway, the revolution was that it wasn't going to continue to work. So at that point, June 2012, record time, we packed up a camper and set off for a trip around Australia. And honestly, when we left our farm, I didn't think I'd actually return to agriculture. And for two people that have been passionate about agriculture their entire life, that was a very, very low point for me to be, and I still feel sad when I think back on it. But anyway, what we didn't know then, and we really didn't know, is that we needed to remove ourselves from that environment to be able to see another way forward. And 8 months later, we arrived in Cairns, and this was honestly the first time I'd even thought about ag since leaving the farm. And the number one clue for the start of Earth Eggs was that eggs tasted like shit. It's the only definitive time I can think of that was my starting of a career as a bloody chook farmer. So up to Cape York we went with Joel Salatin's book in hand, which was really interesting and inspirational, and the whole idea was starting to hatch. We can safely say that the evolution of Hood's Earth Produce, or Earth Eggs, was most definitely organic. In many cases, the strategy unfolded based around what we knew that we didn't want. We didn't want to create another business that needed us there 7 days a week. We knew that we still needed a business that wasn't reliant on the weather. And we had also concluded that we actually didn't need to kill the pig. We didn't need to be the biggest. Obviously, I'd like to be the best, but not the biggest. And I don't know whether that's an age thing or not. We just knew that we were grateful for the land that we had, and just maybe that we could be more in control of our land than the land being in control of us. The inspiration from the most northern point of Australia. From a business perspective, though, at this time, what you need to know, at no point was there a plan B. We had decided on plan A. We were returning to Keith. We were going to bulk produce backyard eggs. The pastured free-range egg producing concept fitted in with our visions and our values. We ordered our first chooking caravan, and I don't even think I'd ordered the chooks to go in the caravan. I didn't know a thing about producing eggs. I had no idea how to pack, grade, market them. It was all on the horizon. We didn't realise at the time, but we weren't just changing an enterprise on our farm. We were actually developing a brand, not just a logo, a brand. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't even know what branding meant. But anyway, gratefully, I've always had the opinion that if you've got the passion, you'll find the knowledge. And that's exactly what we did. We hired the services of a company that helped us write our branding strategy. And it cost almost as much as our first chicken house. But I would have to say that in the end, it saved us many, many chicken houses. And I won't bore you with it, but it was a very, very good start. These few words that we wrote took almost 18 months to manifest, and a week using a wonderful mentor to define. And they have been our absolute saviour over the past 2 years. And on many different occasions, we've nearly veered away from our strategy, but it's kept us focused and it's kept us united. And I could give you many, many different examples, but I'm only going to give you one. This time last year, when our production was increasing at the rate of knots, and we didn't really have the equipment or the plan to work out how we were going to pack, grade, process, mark all of these eggs, and it was just feeling hard. Anyway, feeling overwhelmed and fearful, I approached a really big company in Adelaide with a view to perhaps having our eggs contract graded and packed for us. And at the time, I was telling myself, yeah, this could be collaboration. Again, branding, strategy, collaboration, didn't really know what it was, but I thought I'd give it a crack. And I had a meeting with them, and interestingly, they were not only interested in packing and grading our eggs, they thought that really taking over the distribution and the marketing and all of that and having a niche egg on their books would be super. I was so excited. I rang my go-to board, which is my mother, my husband, my sisters and Colleen, and told them of this wonderful news, thinking that I could just get back in my box and go and, grow eggs. And to my dismay, none of them, they were all deflated. They weren't one bit excited for me. I couldn't believe their response. Really cross. 3-hour drive later and a meeting with my husband, and the whole thing came cascading down on me. And I thought, wow, go back to your brand. Earth Eggs is about community. If we took that grading and packing shed away from Keith, we would have taken away 6 part-time positions that are in our grading floor. If we took away that grading and packing shed, all those lovely seconds eggs wouldn't have ended up in the hands of our local sporting clubs. They wouldn't have ended up in the Kickstart for Kids school program that we support in Adelaide. They'd end up in a hole somewhere. Our staff wouldn't walk into the Fruval supermarket in Adelaide and go, wow, I played a huge part in putting those bloody eggs on that shelf. I think in agriculture, we've been buying retail and selling wholesale for so long. And had we taken this approach, I would have been giving up my first opportunity that I had to change it. So anyway, that direction was crossed off, but only because we had a really strong strategy, one which we own and we believe in. Onwards and upwards we went. We found a second-hand grader, washer, stamper that processes 7,000 eggs an hour, and we got on with it. We're currently now selling 2,500 dozen eggs per week with employees of 8 casual staff, and we don't work 7 days a week, and we still have a bootload to learn. Over the next 6 months, we'll be building a packing and grading floor on the farm. We'll be increasing our chicken numbers to 10,500 and producing over 3,000 dozen eggs a week. We've got many improvements that we need to make, but some of them over the next 6 months we'll be working with some other farmers on production systems in free-range egg producing systems like ours. But my take-home message from our journey so far would be to not let knowledge hold you back. You'll find it. If you've got the passion, you'll find the knowledge. And if you've made space in your life for change right now, and are about to get on with it, you don't really transform your business. You're just opening your mind to live in a constant state of transformation. Thank you.